Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Kriti Kapoor. Today I want to talk about a topic that is close to my heart. So, I feel that I am a cycle breaker in my family, and I know there are a lot of you who feel the same way. First, let's try to understand what is a cycle breaker for those of you who don't know. So, I asked Google, let me get my phone, and it says a cycle breaker is a term often used in psychology and self improvement, and it refers to someone who identifies and changes negative patterns, behaviors, or traditions within their family or relationships. This change can break the cycle for future generations, creating a new, healthier norm. So, in a gist, we can say cycle breaker is somebody who sees the flaws in the system. I'm a millennial kid. I've grown up in a traditional family with a hint of modernism, a hint of modern touch. So, it was not a full on traditional orthodox family, but it had a lot of those elements that have been passed on from many generations. So, as a millennial, I saw a lot of dysfunctionality in my own family and the families around me, in my neighborhood, and all around me. At that time, of course, I was not aware of all these fancy terms that we use today, but I did feel that something was really wrong. I mean, either they were doing something wrong or something was wrong within me because I could not fit into those dynamics. I did not like being a part of those, I don't know, scenarios. Even though I was a child, but I never liked it when people casually joked about me or the people around me, tried to dominate them, try to bully them, try to control them in some way. There was a lot of covert abuse that was happening, which now I understand it was wrong. But back then, it was very normalized. It was very okay for a random person to come up to you and just casually comment on your weight that मोटी लग रही है, कम खाया कर, ये कैसे कपड़े पहने हैं. All these statements were thrown around so casually by the elders of our family and even by our cousins who were just a little older than us, because probably they also heard those statements and they also copied those things. They felt that it was normal to do. This is just one example of commenting on someone's body or weight, but other than that, there were a lot of abnormalities. I mean, I would see the women of the family, despite being so intelligent, despite being so hardworking, so driven, so unique in their own ways, they just had to be in the kitchen. They just had to cook for the entire family. So all the male members will sit outside on the sofas, laughing, talking about different topics like sports and what happened in the office, etc. etc. While the women were expected to be in the kitchen to prepare the whole meal for so many people, not just on special occasions, but women were expected to cook, clean, serve, follow, just basically be a caretaker for everybody in the house. And they did it so happily. They did it as if their life depended on it. They did it because they wanted to be that good girl, that, she's the perfect wife, she's the perfect mother, she's the perfect daughter in law. And although this worked for people because women were getting the support and the safety in terms of finances and probably a housing situation, but other than that, they were not getting the love and respect that they deserved as a human being first and then as a woman. Men also acted like they were the superior race, like they could just command whatever they wanted. They'll just randomly call their wives and say, I'm bringing my friends over, you prepare the dinner. Or they will just randomly make big decisions on their own without consulting their wives or the other family members because they felt like they could do it. They had the liberty to do it. But when it came to women, they could not even choose the kind of outfit they would want to wear. They would be scrutinized on little things. For example, you're not wearing a bindi, you're not dressed up well for this occasion. Oh, you're wearing this color. Oh, you're doing this. Why is your lipstick so light? Why this? Why that? So, women were scrutinized for the smallest of things, and they also did not realize how wrong that was because ever since they were young, they were taught to just be a people pleaser. They were taught to be so accommodating, to serve everybody, to be there for other people that they forgot their identity. They forgot who they were, what they wanted, what they like, what they did not. Often I've seen so many women disregarding their own personal likes, and they will just say, whatever you like, I can have that. Whatever you want, I'll have that. And all these things, when they were happening around me and much more, it just made me feel very disturbed. It made me feel unhappy because I felt like something is wrong here. Even at that young age, I felt like marriages are not supposed to be like this. I mean, why are men given so much preference? Why are women treated so badly? Why are men forgiven for their big mistakes, like hitting your wife, like cheating on your wife, like losing money, gambling, on cigarettes, on alcohol, and so much more? Whereas women, on the other hand, were not allowed to work, and by chance, if they worked, they had to give that money to their mother in laws or their husbands so that they were the in charge and they could just follow the leader, which in this case would be the husband or his parents, right? It just makes me feel so sad to see there were so many amazing women with so much potential which was left unfulfilled just because nobody supported them, nobody asked them if they wanted to do something. That's why from a young age I felt like I will never be in this situation. I don't want to be in a marriage where I'm dominated by my partner or his parents, where they constantly judge me and put me under scrutiny about my looks, about the way I talk, about my opinions, and question my upbringing and question if I am a good person or not. Seeing so much dysfunctionality around me, where people just wanted to please the society, they wanted to do what everybody expected them to do. And mind you, even in that time, there were so many bad people who did what they wanted to do. They will come and abuse you, they will come and bully you. But the ones who suffered were the ones who kept silent, who kept taking on so much drama, so much shit from other people. And this is how abuse keeps on repeating because nobody tries to stop it, nobody tries to question it. People just accept that okay, this person is like this, let's just not take it to our heart, or this person has anger issues, let's just not make him angry, or she's so old we cannot answer her back, we have to respect our elders. These were the values we were given as millennial kids, and these were the values which our parents were given by their parents, and their parents were given by their parents. So this is something that is passed on from generation to generation, and that is why one person has to take that charge to break this cycle once and for all, so that the generations before them and the generations after them can live in peace, knowing the curse is broken, that this person had the courage to put herself in the most difficult position and demand change and not settle in, that this person somehow made themselves okay not to be liked by other people, that this one person somehow saw all the negative patterns, all the dysfunctionality, the trauma that was passed on from generations before, and this person decided that this stops with me, that I am not going to take this forward. It's okay if I'm the bad guy, it's okay if I'm the villain, it's okay if people don't like me anymore. Honestly, it's not an easy thing to do. I am a people pleaser myself. I am somebody who has always cared about what other people think about me, and I don't know how, maybe it's my karma or it's my path or whatever I've chosen for this life, that I'm here breaking those curses by putting myself out there to be scrutinized, to be judged. I have somehow gathered this courage, and I know this is something deeper. It is something beyond just me. It is the power of the people before me who could not do something, who wanted to do something, who maybe tried in their little ways to fight back this system. Now it's my responsibility, being the one who can see the dysfunction, to start changing it, to start not entertaining it anymore. I know I'm a very kind person, I know I have a big heart, and that will always be the case for me. But I have also learned that being kind does not mean you have to tolerate people's shit. Being kind does not mean you have to forgive everybody. You have to let go of people's mistake, even though they don't apologize. Being kind does not mean you keep giving and giving, pouring into people who at the end will just decide that you are a bad person. Honestly, it has been a hard hitting lesson in this lifetime to realize that some people will never see the goodness in me. They will always think that I am flawed in some way, or I have some bad intentions, or I'm not the right person for them in some ways. And that is okay. This has been my learning, that I have to be okay if I have to break these cycles, if I have to question the norms, if I have to challenge this authoritarian rule where one person dominates the entire family, then I have to be okay with people talking talking bad about me, people villainizing me, not liking me, or judging me, or passing comments on me on my face or behind my back. From one cycle breaker to another, I can only say that the best we can do is either try to set strong boundaries with the people around us. If they can somehow understand and respect our limits, our preferences, our choices, but if they continue to attack you, to shame you, to degrade you, to judge you on your face, then it's on you to distance yourself from such people, because unfortunately, not everybody in this lifetime is trying to evolve. But if that is a calling that you and I have, then it is our duty, it is our responsibility to take charge, to do what was not done before, so that the people, the generations that come after us, do not have to go through what we went through, what our parents went through, what our grandparents went through. And being a cycle breaker is not that easy. You need to do a lot of self introspection. You need to see through your own shortcomings also. You need to question the unhealthy patterns that you also have, so that you can bring a change first within yourself and hopefully can inspire other people to change as well. Let me quote a personal example. So, in the previous video, I mentioned that my father was addicted to alcohol. In the same way, over the years, I have understood that I am addicted to food. I am not eating that all the time, which other people assume because of my weight that, oh, she eats food all the time throughout the day. No, that does not happen. But I have understood that since the time I was a young girl, I developed a very unhealthy relationship with food. I used to eat a lot of processed food, and no adult around me actually stopped me from doing that, because perhaps they also did not know any better. But I can see that over the years, this poor relationship with food has sort of become like an addiction, and it has costed me a lot in terms of my physical, mental, and emotional health. But now I can accept that, yeah, I was deriving some sort of feeling by eating those things, because perhaps I did not know any better back then, and I was seeking love and connection, which I could not get from the people around me, because I was getting a lot of bullying and shaming and criticizing. So I turned to food, which gave me a safety, a kind of nurturance, which did not make me feel alone. I had food all the time, even when there was nobody to talk to. I could eat a bag of chips or ice cream or chocolates or whatever. So that was me back then. Now I've realized that this is also a form of addiction. So if my father couldn't break his addiction to alcohol, I can today decide to break my addiction to food, and which I'm already doing. I have stopped eating processed food to a great extent. I've started developing healthy food habits. Earlier, I used to eat a lot of junk food when I was in Delhi, but ever since I moved to Goa, and it's been like a few years, with a few months when I was still back home, I have tried my best to consciously eat right, to consciously not eat outside food and just cook my meals at home. So, this is my way of working on myself, of breaking the cycle first myself, so that maybe people around me can also do the same. Maybe earlier people did not have as much knowledge as we have today, but if we have it today, it's a good thing, right? We should use it to our advantage. We should actually try to implement the things that we know now. Yes, it sucks that other people could not do their work, and that's why you have to take the charge to break so many cycles in your family, in your relationships. But we can either blame them for what they couldn't do, or we can try to take charge, take accountability for the time we have now, so that we can create a different future. My intention to make this video today is for you to know that you are not alone. If you are on this journey, I'm with you. There are so many of us who are trying in their own ways to break these generational cycles, and let's just support each other, encourage each other, and be there for each other in this journey, which is going to be difficult, but it's so important, and I know that you know it. Let's make sure, if our parents had a difficult marriage, let's try our best to not repeat the mistakes that our parents or our ancestors made. Let's try to unlearn all the toxic things that were taught to us. Let's try to listen to that voice within us that tells us that this is not right, or my intuition says that I want to do this, or I want to be this. Let's follow that calling, and maybe then the voices around us will actually start to fade away, and we will get to hear who we are for the first time. So, if this video reached you and if it touched you in any way, just let me know in the comments about your story, your journey of being a cycle breaker. What are the challenges you're facing, how you're trying to overcome them, what has worked for you, what has not worked for you, so that we all can learn from each other. And I'm also here to remind you that what you're doing is God's work. It's incredibly empowering for not just you, but your whole family, your entire lineage, the people who will come after you, and even the whole collective. What I am doing sitting in my own home will impact the entire world. What you are doing sitting in your home is also impacting the entire world. Don't think that we are alone. Don't think that you're powerless or you cannot do much. You can. You just have to be okay disappointing people. You have to be okay to put yourself first. If you have grown up seeing women of your family always putting themselves last, then you be the first women in your family to put yourself first. If you have seen the men in your family being emotionally inexpressive, being abusive, being toxic masculine in some ways, then you be the first man in your family to be kind, to be soft, to be gentle, and yet a healthy masculine person. If your parents used to beat you just because you did not study well or got less grades in school, then you be the first one to not beat your children. Instead, you try to support them, try to make them believe in themselves, try to see what their real personality is about, what is their authentic calling. These are the things that we could not get, but it's our responsibility to give it to the next generation. If you were a daughter in law who was tortured by her mother in law, it's your responsibility to break that cycle and become a healthy mother in law who is loving, caring, and kind towards her daughter in law. The abuse has to stop with us. This cycle needs to be broken, and nobody else can do it. It is our responsibility, and take this as a reminder. If this video has found you, means you are a cycle breaker. You are here to make a change, you are here to make a difference, and we are all in this together. If you are a person who saw their parents get verbally abused or mentally tortured by the people around them, but they couldn't stand up to them, right? It's now your responsibility to not take such behaviors. You have to start questioning them, you have to start distancing yourself from them. You have to stand with the truth, no matter how hard it is. If you grew up in a family where your parents constantly made you feel that they have sacrificed a lot for you, they have tried to hold that against you, they have tried to manipulate you into doing what they want you to do, whether it is choosing the kind of career they feel is right for you or the kind of partner that they feel is right for you. Now it's your turn to stop this cycle by understanding and knowing who you are, and then standing firm on your decisions, on your choices, that this is what naturally feels good to me, that this is the person I want to marry, that this is the thing I want to do in life. I'm not asking you to be disrespectful when you do that or unnecessarily hurt someone. All I'm asking you is to be authentically you, to do what you feel is best for you. Maybe you'll make some mistakes, but you can learn from those mistakes. A mistake does not define you. But the problem is, our parents teach us not to make any mistake. They want us to not suffer in life. But suffering is a part of life. Can you actually learn how to drive a car or a bicycle in one go? It takes a lot of practice. It takes some mistakes. It takes some setbacks for you to eventually start getting the hang of it. The same is with life. So make your fair share of mistakes. Try to be a kind person. Have strong boundaries and be a source of light for the people around you who feel scared to do what you are trying to do. I would love to read your comments below. Do let me know how you like this video. Do let me know your thoughts. I'm sure this is a raw conversation, so I must have missed out a few points. I'm just going by the flow, whatever is coming up for me. I'm going to be making more videos, so hopefully whatever I've missed in this one, I will be able to talk about it in some other video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.